Okay, I didn't want to make this video. It's more of an obligation at this point. I gotta make it and I gotta speak on this. So very recently, actually, it was only a day ago, a 5-star recruit wound up committing to Ohio State over Tennessee. Doesn't seem like too big of a deal, right? It's just another high school kid committing to a school he wants to go to. However, this one is a pretty big deal because Tennessee fans, they're not just mad or sad about it, they're straight up pissed off. Before we go any farther, let me give you the up-to-date on things. So apparently, and I'm gonna try to make this short and simple, he originally was supposed to go to Ohio State, then out of nowhere, Tennessee, they took the lead, and a lot of fans thought he was going to go there, and then out of nowhere, he commits to Ohio State. Well, my bad, it wasn't out of nowhere, they was still in the race, but many Tennessee fans and many people out there thought he was going to go to Tennessee. He was even crystal balled to go there. And if you don't know what crystal balled means, it means one of these recruiting analysts, they predict he's going to go there, and more times than not, they're right. This young man, and I'm going to show you some videos and pictures of him right here to you, he's an outstanding player. I mean, he's not a 5-star for no reason, and he could have helped Tennessee out tremendously. And like I said earlier, and we spoke on this yesterday, he announced he was going to Ohio State. Congratulations to him. I'm wishing him the best of luck. I would say if you're a casual college football fan and you keep up with it a little, you would know that Tennessee, yeah, they're a passionate fan base, but when they don't get their way, they're going to let you know about it. The Tennessee fan base is the definition of you're either with us or you're against us, no in-betweens. If you play for Tennessee, if you commit to their school or whatever, they're going to praise you till the day you die. But if you do them wrong, they're going to criticize you and hate you till the day you die. Look at Lane Kiffin. I'm not going to say anything about it. You saw what happened last time he went to Knoxville. In yesterday's video, I showed you some of the messages and we talked about what they were saying, but after the video, there was more stuff released, and it is just straight up awful. There's thousands of messages, but I'm just going to show you a couple that stand out to me. Once again, for reference, all these people, they're Tennessee fans. Here's what the first guy had to say. F Carnell Tate, just straight off the bat saying F him. Moving along, Ohio State's coaches talk crap about him and his mother, and he still commits to them. Not too sure how and why this person brought his mom into things, but hey, go off, I guess. Anyways, moving along, he already planned on committing there before all that went down, and that was planned just to get people guessing, and it worked. Hope he has fun up there in that crap hole called Columbus. You hate to see it. Most of y'all know I'm an Alabama football fan, and just like any person out there that's a fan of a team, I want to see us do good. But one thing I've never understood, even as a child, is why these grown men literally say stuff like this when a kid chooses not to go to their school. I gotta be completely honest. One, I don't even keep up with who Alabama is recruiting, and two, I don't really care. The reason for that is simple for me, and if you do, it's totally fine. I don't care if you're a 4 or 5-star in high school, because that's not going to make Alabama better. We need you to produce at the college level. I just simply don't talk about or even care much about the recruiting aspect. I mean, yeah, if there's a 5-star outstanding quarterback that Alabama's in the race for, like maybe Arch Manning or the #1 running back of all time, I'll keep up with it. But besides that, don't care. But one thing I've noticed about all these college football fans, and there's nothing wrong with it, many people care and do keep up with the recruiting. I'm going to emphasize it again. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But when a kid, I'm talking about a kid, decides to go to a different school and you say F Carnell Tate and you're wishing the worst for him, what's wrong with you? It just doesn't make sense to me, and it never will. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. This next comment says, and at least this person, he didn't even say nothing about the kid. He stated, effing sick and tired of finishing second for elite recruits. Ah, yes, nothing screams out Tennessee the past 10 years than finishing second for a 5-star recruit. It's always seemed like forever now, they always finish second or third place when getting that legendary 5-star recruit that can just never land them. If I was a Tennessee fan, I mean, yeah, you want the kid, but I don't think it's the end of the world. At least you got that #1 quarterback, in my opinion, Nico. Most of y'all know who I'm talking about. He's the guy who's about to get $8 million from Tennessee. And then this next comment, it addresses about what I was saying when the kid switched back and forth between Ohio State and Tennessee. Quote unquote, we got played by a high schooler. When are we going to learn? No sour grapes, life goes on. We've said it before, we don't need the drama anyways, and he looks like he's a drama queen. Not gonna wish him bad, but I want to see men here who want to be here, period. I don't see nothing too terrible about that statement outside of him calling him a drama queen, and I don't think that's all too bad. Like I said earlier, I don't keep up with the recruiting aspect too much, so I don't know if the kid is a drama queen or not. But here's one of my favorite comments out of them all. Somebody said, disappointing but not rustled. Hope we see him in the playoffs. When I read that for the first time, I thought it was a joke, but apparently it's not. Hope we see them in the playoffs? Playoffs? Do y'all want to tell them or do y'all want me to tell them? How do I say this nice? Tennessee, with the most utmost respect, you're not going to the playoffs. You're not going next year. You're not going the year after that. You're not going anytime soon. Why I'm laughing so much is because I could just imagine this guy. He's probably sitting on his couch, probably all pissed off. He's like, yeah, we're disappointed. It's all good, though. We'll see him in the playoffs, and we'll get our revenge. Hope we see him in the playoffs. Man, oh, man. You gotta be kidding me. That is the most delusional thing I've seen today. Maybe he's trying to insinuate he hopes that Ohio State and Carnell Tate make it to the playoffs, but outside of that, I don't know what he's trying to say. I pray and I hope he's not trying to say Tennessee and Ohio State's both going to make the playoffs. Now, thankfully, some of these Tennessee fans, they're realistic like me. Somebody responded to it and said, let's focus on trying to win at least 10 games first, which hasn't been done since 2007. I'm not even going to look it up, but I believe that is true. Tennessee hasn't won 10 games since 2007. That's incredible. That really goes to show you how bad the program's been over the past 15 years, and it really is a just weird situation because they have one of the most die-hard and passionate fan bases ever, yet their team sucks. I got one more I want to show you. This person stated, sorry if being realistic bothers you, but we're closer to being Vandy than Ohio State still at this point. Tate made a great decision for him. Also adding below that, it takes more than just throwing money at high school kids to be where Ohio State is. I hope we can get there, but it's going to take a few more years to build. I find the last part of that funny because they're paying a 5-star recruit quarterback out of California, Nico, $8 million. Let me know what y'all think about that Tennessee stuff. I'm very curious. Let's go over these last and 2 final topics and we'll get this video over with. Somebody sent me this on Instagram like always. I appreciate it when you send me stuff. It helps out with the videos tremendously, and normally more times than not I'm going to talk about it in a video. This picture I'm going to show you right here is the Heisman long shots, and this isn't some random person making this list. This is according to BetGM, where you can actually bet on this stuff. These aren't the front runners, these are the long shots, and one thing that stuck out to me is Will Anderson from Alabama is on this list. I already know somebody's going to say, well, Matt, you're being biased. No, I'm not. Will Anderson is the best player in all of college football. So how in the world is he a long shot to win the Heisman? Oh, well, I know the answer to that question. It's rather simple. It's because he plays defense. I want to be careful when saying this. I do think the Heisman, it's a prestigious award, but to me, it's not what it's meant for. I thought it's supposed to go to the best player in the country, not the best quarterback in the country. Yeah, here and there we'll have a running back, and previously Devontae Smith won it, but more times than not, it's a quarterback award. It does mean a lot, but I don't think it means as much as it used to, and that's my opinion. To say that Will Anderson is a long shot blows my mind, and another guy that jumps off of the board to me is Hendon Hooker from Tennessee at plus, oh wait, that's not plus, my bad, it is plus 5,000 to win the Heisman. How is Hendon Hooker a long shot? Everyone else on the list I'm fine with. Tyler Van Dyke, at least he's at the top of the list, and I don't even think he's a long shot either. Dillon Gabriel, he's a new quarterback for Oklahoma. Then you also have Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's a wide receiver, so obviously it's going to be hard for him to win it. Will Shipley, he's a long shot, and Jackson Dart, he hasn't even played at Ole Miss yet. Last year, Hendon Hooker threw for 3,000 yards, had 31 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, a QBR of 77.9, yet he's a long shot to win the Heisman. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't think Hooker's going to win the Heisman, but I don't think he's a long shot either. Moving on to our last topic, but not least, the new odds to win the SEC East and West that came out. And it looks odd to me. Nobody's disagreeing with Georgia 89% and Alabama 85%. It is what it is. They're the best two teams. But yet somehow Kentucky and Florida have a better chance of winning the SEC East over Tennessee. Call me crazy, but that doesn't look right to me. And then you got good old Vanderbilt with an astonishing 0.0% chance to win. Maybe you could argue Kentucky. I do like their quarterback Will Levis, but Florida over Tennessee? Come on, man. And hey, I forgot about this. South Carolina, don't sleep on them. They got Spencer Rattler in that program. They're on a rise, and they only got a 0.6% chance to win. Taking a look at the West, it jumps off the board to me. How does Auburn have a higher percent chance to win it than Arkansas? Auburn's about to have a terrible year, and Arkansas, if anything, they're on the come up, yet Auburn's above them. I don't know about that one, Chief. And then you also got LSU right behind Alabama. That one doesn't make too much sense if you gotta ask me, because they're also rebuilding. That is a very questionable list, to say the least. Let me know your thoughts on that as well down below. But yeah, covered everything I wanted to. That's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you did, channel,